Hello and welcome, I'm Peasant, and I'm going to be taking on Prussia 4 here on Northwest. It's the thematic map. This is Fangs. This is an interesting map from Fangs' point of view because there's only one jungle. But in my experience, this actually isn't that big a deal, surprisingly. You'd think it would be more annoying, but especially given that two of your unique powers are reliant on you being in a jungle. It's okay. Well, I say that. You also get quite nice early explores on this because, I mean, unless you get the sand explore turn one, the only buildings are in this top left corner. It's an interesting thematic. So we do have this wetland build. I probably am just going to have to let this one go, and it's unfortunate because it's got the two adjacencies. Let's have a look at power card. So we want the plant and the beast. So this has the good elements for us. Okay, gather a Dahan into one of our lands, and then 1 damage per Dahan present. That's actually quite nice in here to clear this land. I quite like that. The plant does make a big difference. Triggering this innate is, you know, that's the name of the game, really. You want to be doing that as much as possible. I don't favour going for turn one, unless you've got a very good reason to. We can't clear this land, prevent anything much from happening in there. So I don't think it's worth trying to force it. Okay, so there's this map also doesn't start with any beasts on it. It's a little bit odd. So you're going to have to start in here. And while, you know, you may as well just add another beast. Why not? Why not? So it's nice that we've got another plant beast card for the sake of our innate. Yeah. But what do we actually do this turn? It would be really... Okay, I think our priority is to get some presence over here so that we can start actually doing some stuff. And it's interesting. This build is already prevented, and it's going to be a 5 damage ravage. Interestingly, turn 1 there are no events, right? This disease token is definitely going to prevent this build here. But I don't think we want to place our presence in here. We want to be heading in this direction. So I think, given that we've drawn Pact of the Joined Hunt, I think I'm going to go with this, with Teeth Gleam this turn, in order to place another beast on the board. And I think typically you like to go kind of Prey or Terrifying Chase turn 1. If you get this luxury of an extra beast plant card. Do we actually have a good Terrifying Chase? That's the real question. We are going to get to gather and push, regardless of what we play. And you really want to milk this extra fear here. So you have to push invaders to get that. I mean, we could try and push in here, but then we're dooming presence for no good reason. Though we could Terrifying Chase into here, push a town and explorer out, leaving just a town on there, and then we could, on a subsequent turn, we could potentially destroy that town, preventing that blight. That's a lot of work to prevent a single blight. I think I would rather make sure that these sands are kind of under control. We can always let this blight overflow into here, because we can move our presence away from there, so it's not going to get caught in an overflow. So I think I favour leaving that there and just trying to, because if we can clear all this lot, we're in a much better position. So I think I'm going to try and Terrifying Chase somewhere else, mainly to get the fear. But the interesting thing is, with Pact of the Joined Hunt, if I can ranging hunt, so I could gather a beast, say, into here, and then push into here, we could actually clear all these explorers, which is pretty interesting. It'd be even nicer to do something about this this city. And we could potentially, in conjunction with our with our innate. Next turn, we could actually use Pact of the Joy and Hunt to do the final damage to this city. Oof, that would be pretty nice. That might be being too greedy, though. I think we I think we try and make a terrifying chase happen. This, of course, needs to be us to be in with the land. Yeah, I think as we're going to go with slow powers, I think we just need to respond to what Prussia does. Except this, we have to make this decision now. Well, I think given that the sand is our main worry, I think we really want to make sure that this particular land here is kind of locked down. So we'll bring a beast, we'll bring a presence, and then we'll put a presence in here, a beast and our presence in here. This means we can terrifying chase for those 2 fear, but it also means that beast might just deal with those explorers. And what do we get? We get sand explorer. Okay, I'm glad that I've been thinking about sand. Thinking about sand. That's my story. So we're going to let this blight. We could put a beast in there preemptively, but I think as we're not going to be able to use our innate in there, I don't think that's a worthwhile thing to do. So maybe a beast in here would be good. And the terrifying chase, we can actually completely clear this land. That's pretty wild, isn't it? We can push all of these explorers out and prevent the build. Prevent the build in here. That's definitely worthwhile. I guess the choice then is, if there's pushing here is terrible, pushing here is making this into more of a problem than it has to be. So I think we push into this mountain. They're also next to the jungle, so we're a bit more powerful there. So I think we do this. Oh, we also get to push Dahan. Ooh, I'd actually not factored that in. See, there are no adjacent Dahan aside from this one to this city, which is what I was hoping I'd be able to go in and do some Pact of the Joined hunting next turn. But then I don't like leaving lone Dahan lying around, because they often get converted, and that's, pretty sad. It's pretty sad. I think whatever we do, these explorers are going here. But where do we put do we kind of go safety first for the Dahan? The thing is, if we push into here, then we can't potentially use Pact of the Joined Hunt in here. But Pact of the Joined Hunt is at its weakest here, because there aren't any adjacent Dahan. So actually, it might make more sense to push the Dahan in here, where it can potentially... We can potentially use Pact of the Joined Hunt. We're going to want to play this next turn anyway. We need to maximize the effectiveness of our pact. If we were to play these 3 cards next turn, we will get to do 2 damage per beast, but there is not an extra beast in here right now. Though maybe we could Teeth Gleam and Jungle here. And that would mean that we could destroy this city in the slow phase next turn. They would have built a town, but then we could hit it again and clear this land. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. So we kind of... Yeah, this is a non-optional push as well. So we're gonna do this. So this push is kind of achieving nothing, really. And we'll put a beast in there. It's kind of a slightly ornamental push. I guess it's not being counterproductive. Okay, so we're letting this land go, this coastal wetland. We have 1 build in here. We basically play these 3 cards. We're going to need some energy to do so. So these 2 are our friends. It's a little bit close to the edge with energy, but we just need to try, I think, maybe prioritize getting a 0 cost minor power if we get offered it. Okay, Rouse the Trees and Stones has plant on, which we like. But it needs sacred sites, and we're not really that into sacred sites, because if we're really maximizing our power, we are using Call Forth the Predators to add as many beasts as we can to the board. So that is slightly less compelling, but it is a lot of damage. It's also restricted to land without blight, which kind of is a bit off-putting. We've got really nice reclaim 1 spots on our plays track, so I don't think we care too much about Gift of Constancy. Reaching Grasp could help us make our jungle stuff reach further, but it feels like a bit of a waste. But this might be really good, actually. We've got a fair number of zero range powers, things like Prey on the Builders. We're not going to play this turn, though. In fact, none of these have beasts, so none of them are useful this turn. Spare 'em with fire, I think, is not really what we're after here. So I think I'm going to take this just because it is a little bit more damage, and because we can move our presence around, we might get to use it. It also has the plant element, which enables crucial for this ranging hunt. So we might never end up using this. Okay, so we've now got to place a presence in with a jungle or a beast. So we are playing... well, actually, here's something. No, we have to get the third beast to actually use our innate for its damage. So we are definitely not playing this. We're going to be playing these things here. So we need a presence in here, in fact, to use Pact to the Joint Hunt. So I think that might be a good spot. If the event really messes with us, we might have a cascade to deal with, in which case we'll cascade into here. But that's really an outlying bit of event messing. So I think we want to place in here, in with our beast, and we go for that third play. And we go with our initial plan. We can even... oh, wait. We can even prevent this build. We're more powerful than I realise, actually, it turns out. Because what we can... Prey on the Builders, I forget, gathers a beast. So we can actually gather one of these beasts in before we use this gather. So we could gather 3 beasts and destroy this town and Prey on the Builders. Okay, that's even better. We need to remember we want to turn as much of our presence into beasts as possible. Our Pact to the Joint Hunt isn't going to do a whole hell of a lot, but we need it anyway for the plant beast, so that's still doing a lot for us. So I'm going to use this to convert this one. This jungle is easy for me to place presence in. I can always place presence up here. And these coastal sands are such a... your whole game can turn on its head in those coastal sands. Speak from somewhat bitter experience. So we can gather in one of these extra jungle ones, leave this guy here, and now we can actually gather another jungle beast, and we can destroy the city. That's pretty good. That's pretty all right. Okay, and now we get to push 2 of our beasts. So, I mean, this is a big cluster of explorers. I think we definitely want to leave a beast in here. Well, we have no option. We will be leaving a beast in here. I think we could push a beast in here, and it might help us in the future with this land. And I think we'll push a beast in here, because this is a big cluster of explorers. There's quite a high likelihood that beasts will destroy explorers with no downside. We can move our presence now. I've just realised we can't use 2 near the jungle here. Wait a second. That's oh, that was nearly an oversight. So we will we'll push a presence into here. Yes, that's what we'll do. So we gather from here, we destroy the city, we push into here. It's easy to forget this. Well, easy for me. And we'll push this in here because this is going to be way harder for us to solve than anywhere else on the board right now. And we'll bring our presence in here so we can use 2 near the jungle. Okay, he's got that. Okay. We have, on a coastal land on each board, push a town 1 or 2 lands inland. Okay. So this is not a result we want. We can push to the jungle, which I think is the best option. It's a shame because it opens up explores into this wetland, and we do have our Prussia trademark stage 1 card. So yeah, we definitely don't want to push to here. I think we push to the jungle. I mean, it does so happen that the jungle is kind of a place of strength, really. Then we have disease doing damage. There is no disease, of course, that got used on turn 1, and then Dahan gets some defend, which is irrelevant. So we'll push the town into there. It's still okay for us, really. During the next normal build, skip the lowest numbered land, matching the invader card on each board. Okay, again, that's not really helped us because we've already prevented that build. Okay, so yeah, that event push meant that we now have an explorer to think about in here, but we do have too near the jungle. And Pact to the Joint Hunt. Oh, the joy of slow, the joy of the slow power. This Ravage should be fine. Having wetland come up so soon is a bit of a fly in the ointment, but we will hopefully, we're going to get to reclaim 1 soon. Though we might be reclaiming all this turn. Ooh, might be a bit of a weak turn. We can prevent this. We can prevent this build with either of these. This is going to be a problem. The interesting thing with Pact is that because we are... Oh, we can only use that. Sorry, I am lying to you. I can actually only use Pact to the Joint Hunt in my own... one of my own lands. So that's something else I need to factor in. So yeah, let's definitely prevent this build. That's a lot of hassle saved. And we can move a Dahan into one of my lands. Let's bring this one in here, maybe. It could come over here and help over here at some point. It's surprising what Dahan can do if the event deck is kind to you. So we don't have to worry about this Sand Ravage, but we have a city build in here. This is kind of worrying. Because we might end up with a Blighted Island. We really don't want a cascade to happen. So what would be nice is to draw a card that means we can hoik this Blight out. I think, yeah, we definitely go to reclaim 1, and we can, 2 near the jungle is going to be useful for us. But I think we definitely want to find a card here. A defend card, so the city build put this up to a 7 damage Ravage. A 7 damage Ravage. And then, of course, we have builds in here and here. If we reclaim all, though, we're going to be able to... We're going to be broke. We're going to have 1 energy. We will be able to trigger our innate with teeth too near, but we don't have the energy, actually, to trigger our innate without. And neither of these lands have already got beasts in, so they're not the ideal target. I think, we kind of would love to draw a solution for here, but we might, we've also got... we've got plenty of things to draw for. So I think, or maybe, we definitely need to place presence. I think we are looking, what are we even looking for here? I mean, a Swarming Wasp is very nice for us. It's a lovely one for us, actually. We can really power up our innate. Again, Blight Removal would also have been good. More Beast is just a bit of an unfortunate card in general, really. I mean, the Sacred Site requirement makes it a little bit awkward, but could we be using it? I always forget about Frenzied Assault. This is a jungle or wetland. We could be Savage More Beasting in there for 2 damage pretty easily. Scour the land is probably not a great idea. Well, I think Wasps is the good one. This ability here is actually very good as well. I often just forget that exists. I think I'm going to go Wasps. And we do have the energy to go for a full reclaim here. The fact we've drawn Wasps means that we could now have a half-decent turn with Teeth too near Wasps and get to use our innate. But that doesn't solve this problem. If we reclaim, we're going to get a chance to look at another card. Oh, we definitely want to place our presence, though. Absolutely critical bit of powering up. The thing that's worrying about this situation is that we could just lose here. We only have 2 presence on the island. This is the risk you take with Fangs and going for the aggressive beast placement. This beast here could just this could just mean that this isn't a problem tile almost. Although, actually, this ravage doesn't matter this turn. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I think we might have a good spot for a bit of preying on the builders in here. We could push a presence in here, prevent this build, and then we're still kind of hoping, we're still hoping for an event to help us, but with 2 beasts in there, we might be more lucky. Trouble with going to all that effort in here is that we're then just ignoring this internal mountain. But this is much less pressing. We can let this blight, and it's not a cascade. So I think that's okay. If we go wasps, rouse, and then reclaim, we want every firing on that. I think we reclaim all here. It does. Yeah, this is not ideal. But I think the benefit of keeping a healthy island for us is very, very strong. Reclaiming here also means we can probably kind of nip this in the bud. We might get a defend card that just takes care of this. So I think... I think we go here. Could well be a mistake, though. Maybe a more seasoned Fangs player wouldn't do this. We can actually just place a presence in here, though, actually. And then turn it into a beast. And then we can prey on the builders to prevent the city build. Or we could have done Terrifying Chase to gain fear, which is nice. And the nice thing about doing it that way is it means we can still use our innate potentially. The trouble is, given the cards we have in hand, we can't trigger our the damage for ranging hunt this turn, and that would be a really nice thing to do. Oh god, he's gone into the tank. I feel like this is where we become super powerful, right? We don't want to neglect the opportunity to become super powerful. We don't have any blight healing, so we can't just allow for this to overflow. I think preventing the city build is good, though. I like that. So we go with placing the presence. We get the reclaim 1. We could still use Rouse the Trees and Stones in here, but the trouble with Prey the Build is it has no plant on it. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with prioritizing my growth. We are against Prussia. We do have to care. We do care about running out of time. So we're going to take Prey on the builders. And we need to use a a beast movement to make a sacred site if we're going to use Rouse the Trees and Stones. I think that's definitely going to be a worthwhile thing to do, because if we move our beasts into if we could move our beasts into here and make a sacred site, no, that's not going to work. I think if we maybe move beasts down here, so we gather and push into here, make a sacred site here, use Rouse the Trees and Stones in here to destroy the town that they're building, and push an explorer, then that might be okay. We're also going to have a wasp in there that could help us. Crikey. Oh, the other decision... No, we need this... Wait. We need this presence here for builders. We need this presence here to make a sacred site. Okay, we're not sacrificing a sacred site. And for safety, I think we want to get up to 4 presence on the island now. Oh, and we can use this presence that's at risk and bring that down here. Yeah, I think that's okay. All right, so we'll prey on the builders in here. We will drag in this beast that might solve this land for us. We could make a sacred site in here instead. I think this is a problem area. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to leave this beast here for now. Or we could move it and then drag... Actually, this does need to move so that we can... No, we can move this presence. Oh, God. I'm going to leave that presence there, and we're going to move this presence with Ranging Hunt to make a sacred site here. Yeah, we'll leave that there because it's out of harm's way. Okay, and now we have a beast to add. So, we can't add it here, which is where I'd like to add it. So we'll add it in here with all these explorers, and then we'll Ranging Hunt to potentially rescue this presence from over here. I'd rather have both beasts in there, and we're going to make a sacred... Oh, we could make a sacred site here, but remember, this is easy for us to place presence in. This is harder, so I think we'll go down here. Oh, we could push another beast in. Given that this land is probably going to take care of itself, I'm inclined to push this beast back up here, because it might solve this problem land. And we'll move this presence in here, make the sacred site. Okay, got there in the end. New species spread. Okay, so I typically go for transmute the worst of the species on this one. Especially we like beasts. We could forget Prey on the Builders. Or Teeth Gleam from Darkness. Given that we've got Swarming Wasps now, but Teeth Gleam from Darkness is it's a plant beast card, but we will soon be up to 4 plays and we won't be so worried about having perfect elements. The invasive species bloom is adding blight. We don't want to do that. We don't want it to come back either. So we're definitely going to be forgetting something to... yeah, we're definitely going to forget something. Prey on the Builders or Teeth Gleam. These are both of our moon cards that we can forget to pay for that. Adding beasts is pretty strong. This is fear, and against Prussia, we need to not wait around. Okay, so we transmute the worst. I think we... This also gathers our beast, which is, I think, something I've underestimated, is that this means that I can bring my beast in together in the fast phase in conjunction with Ranging Hunt. So I think I will get rid of Teeth Gleam here. So yeah, we'll get rid of Teeth Gleam, especially it's costing me an energy. We've got Swarming Wasps now. Yeah. Okay, so we get to add a beast in with buildings. Having triple in here might be overkill. I'm doing it anyway. Possibly a mistake. So we've got to do some damage to Dahan that are in with invaders. Given that this is a nice land for a potential future Pact of the Joint Hunt, I'm not gonna kill this one. I think we kill one of these ones. This one here is about to do something very useful for us. So I suppose it's this one. Sorry, fella. Though this... Yeah, the Ravage Clear is useful. Though the disease there is... Yeah, I think that's not necessarily the right decision. Okay, so Prussia's going to add a town. So we just don't want to add it to places we can't add it anyway. Well, am I in the unusual position where I want to add it to sand? I might well be. We definitely don't want to add it to mountain because we've got mountain things going on. So I think we add it in here with our beast. Our beast might just kill it for a laugh at some point. Yeah. Okay, so we have a Ravage here next turn. We can't access this, but it is worth thinking about. Our fear card might solve this problem. We will get a fear card if we destroy this town. If we browse trees and stones in here, we're going to actually be able to do 2 damage and push an explorer. There'll be 4 explorers left. But that might be okay. Yeah, I think we do this. But where do we push the explorer to? Given that Too Near the Jungle is a very handy card for us, it'd be nice for it to be adjacent to the jungle. or even in the jungle. Yeah, I think the jungle doesn't have a beast in it though. I think I'm going to push it in here. I guess this is also flawed though, because if there is an explorer into this land, then that would mean that there will be 2 towns and an explorer. So using my innate there won't actually clear the land and prevent the build. So, all right. So we're up to potentially we're potentially going to have 4 presence on the island. Yeah. So we're a bit. I've just not picked this all game. We're now up to 4 plays. We do have a reclaim 1. So if we did go with this option, we would have a 2-card turn. But this is nice. This is just lucky. But this is a blighted island. We don't want that. The thing is, if we can't prevent all this business going on here, we might just lose because of tipping point, the blight card that just eats, that just destroys 3 presence. It's actually one of the best cards to see, I think, a lot of the time, because it has a lot of blight on it. You've got a lot of room. But I think we've got nice things to do here. We've even got swarming wasps as a explorer push as an option. So yeah, we can't afford the reclaim. That's I think that's a slight oversight there. If we were to reclaim, so we'd have to play one of these options to be able to reclaim. If we played this, we'd have 1 energy. If we were to reclaim, we wouldn't be able to place this, so we'd only have 3 actions. If we were going to actually use our innate in here, we'd be forced to use 2 of these 3, which aren't going to do anything for us in the fast phase, but we could play wasps to place another beast. So we could place a beast in here, drag a beast in here. Place, drag, it's 3, so we can't prevent that. We can't actually prevent that build. Unless we also dragged some Dahan in there. I mean, we are playing with events, so we might get gifted, and we do have a fear card. It's only a anemic level 1 fear card. Can we get to 4 actions before we reclaim without really hurting ourselves? The thing is, if we do go for placing a 4th presence, we are somewhat protected, you know, mostly protected from tipping point. It'll still be grim. So let's imagine we go with placing a presence, gaining a power card. We would then have 2 power cards to use and 2 energy. If we reclaim a 0-cost card, we could reclaim next turn but have 4 actions and be much more powerful. I think I'm going to go with that. Might be a mistake. So we'll look at our power card first, because we might then just choose to reclaim anyway. See what we get offered. Okay, Lure of the Unknown. Guardian Serpents. This is a tricky one for us to actually execute on, because we need a sacred site. Though we can actually set one up with this land here, because if we push 2 beasts with this, then we could move a sacred site, but actually thinking about it, could be all right. We could kind of clear this land and then make a sacred site over here. Or even make a sacred site here and get an actual counterattack. But I think this might be a distraction. Call to Bloodshed. Our Dahan aren't looking that useful, expensive as well. I think we favour something cheap like Lure of the Unknown. It's cheap and plant, and that cheap plant card is going to mean that when we get to 4 actions, we're not going to be bound to use these cards so much. I think we're already relying a lot on our ranging hunt for doing actual damage. So I think relying on it and making sacred sites is a bit too much. But that said, we are likely to go in here anyway. He's gone. This is, yeah, tricky. So if we did have a 2, we do still have the option of reclaiming. It would be a reclaim on with 1 energy. I mean, the Lure of the Unknown, if we play that... But then we don't have the third beast that we need to actually do damage in here. The Lure of the Unknown, we could gamble on dragging this town out, and we might get lucky with our event. It's a little bit more gambling than I'd like to be doing. Guardian Serpents is for defend, though, if we could get these beasts in there. More beasts is more power, right? This is powering up. And if we do skip the reclaim this turn, we kind of do have another energy. And we can, if we are placing a presence, except we are not turning any more beasts into presence. If we place a presence in here, it's even easier for us to make this sacred site. It's a shame that we're not defending in there, though. Actually, I think we go with this. More beasts is more power. With only 2 plays, unless we place this animal, but yeah, we can't do that. If we'd been offered a plant beast card, we could have triggered our innate with just 2 plays. If we'd picked this instead of this, I think we go serpents. And I think we do this, setting up for next turn. And I've not thought about this next option. Don't want to waste our plant beast cards right now, and we want to save energy. So I think swarming wasps. I think we can we actually... Yeah, I'm not really sure. Not really sure. So we don't get to do damage with our beast this turn, but we do get to set up for a big beast damage turn next turn, and we'll have that glorious 4th action. And we'll also have enough energy next turn that we can reclaim. And maybe even, yeah. Maybe even, yeah. There you go. That's the... This isn't an over-explain. I don't have to explain myself. Alright, so we'll... This is also just unfortunate, but I think we just accept that. At least we're keeping the island healthy for another turn. Okay, so... We're going to gather this beast in, bring in this presence, and... If they build a town this turn... They will then have 6 damage next time. I think we leave a stack of beasts here. Again, the fear card might help us, but also it'll set us up to clear this land in the Ravage, which I think might be worthwhile. The thing is, a beast here is unlikely to solve this entire space, so I think I'm going to leave them there. Again, possible errors. We'll Guardian Serpents in here as well. So we've got a huge stack of beasts. Let's hope for a beast event. It's a beast event. Okay, that's a lot of fear to get for nothing. Sacred sites under threat. Yeah, we don't want this. we really don't want this. If we guard themselves, we can do 2 damage. We really don't want to be adding any blight. Do we have any fire cut? Swarming wasps. Or rouse the trees and stones. Okay, it might be time for rouse to go. Or even prey. Prey on the builders might be getting towards the end of its usefulness. Though preventing a city build for us is a pretty nice. This also has the Moonfire Beast that gets us this, which is a nice finishing power. So yeah, I think we say goodbye. We say goodbye to... We keep our wasps, they're cheap. We'll get rid of rouse. And we only have 1 sacred site, so we will deal 2 damage in here, and we get... This is just ridiculous. This is why it's nice to stack fear cards. I mean, how many fear did we just gain? 8 fear, 2 fear cards, no big deal. It also upgraded our existing fear card to a Terra 2. This could be where the game switches over. We can gather and explore a town into a coastal land. And here's old Muggins here. He'd completely forgotten about this. I'd actually completely forgotten about this coastal ravage. That's such a typical peasant thing to do. Let's drag this town out. If we can prevent this cascade... Well, oh yeah, the defend too as well. I should read the cards one day. Okay, no cities are going to get built in coastal lands either. Okay, that's also pretty good. Each player removes explorer or town from a land with beast, disease, or at least 2 Dahan. So yeah, we will use it to remove a town. They're actually gonna. Sorry, yeah, we'll allow them to. We don't have any more fear cards. We're not preventing this build, so I think it is worth just removing this town from up here. We have so many beasts in here now that when we do use our innate, we will clear whatever's in there. So I think we remove this town up here. Oh, wait. Can we, we can remove, yeah, let's remove this sands town. I know that nothing much has happened in the sands, but this is where your really nice position suddenly just crumbles to nothing, in my experience. So we are still on a healthy island. Okay, Jungle Explorer is a pretty good result for us, I think. But we are now forced to place a town in land. So we'll place it in the wetland because that's about to not be doing anything. And yeah, we haven't managed to keep this area out of the game, unfortunately. And we have an additional ravage in here. That's actually pretty bad. That's pretty bad news for us. We don't have the energy to even really think about going for a major power. This is a 7 damage ravage. It's probably a cascade. So again, we probably want to make sure we've got at least 4 presence on the island. We got very lucky up here. This disease here is going to prevent this city build. How are we doing for cards? So, I think, yeah, now's the time to probably reclaim and then add a presence. Getting this second reclaim is going to be really nice. How many zero costers have we got? We've only got 2 zero cost cards. We might actually prefer to go animal here. But we will look at our card first. So I'm kind of happy with how that worked out because we now have we have 4 plays which we can use, which works out reasonably well. So this is the most tempting because it is a 0 cost card. It does require sacred sites, but we're already using sacred sites, so it's not so terrible. I think there's a lot of value in just a straight up fear card though, especially against Prussia, because their fear deck's actually relatively slim for their difficulty level. And you really need to hurry up against these chaps. Let's think about our turn this turn. So this is 7 damage and it's in a blighted land. Realistically, the best defend we can get in there is with Guardian Serpents. That's 4 defend. We could spend 2 actions to use Dark and Tangled Woods in there. Crucially, 2 actions and all of our energy. And we'd have to give up the presence placement in order to have the 2 energy we'd need. But maybe we don't need the presence placement. We can get it next turn. We could get that animal. We could get another power card. We might just draw another useful 0 coster, which will get us the extra energy we need. But given that it's a cascade, given that it's keeping the island healthy, if we can solve it, I think that is pretty worthwhile. But can we also deal with this? So if I did go Dark and Tangled and Guardian, which is, I don't know, I don't like using 2 actions to solve that, but it's a big solve. What would we be left with? We'd only be playing 0 cost powers. So we're playing 2 near the jungle swarming wasps. That's actually pretty good. That's fine. And then next turn, if we get that second reclaim one, we can reclaim our 0 costers back again. I like that. And the fact this is putting fear on the board as well, That works for me. So, in order to play both of those cards, we need energy. The +3 energy is kind of tempting because it would give us a bit more flexibility. We are so broke for energy right now. That it is tempting to do this, but I think if we, you know, the more useful cost powers we have, the better, especially as we're getting towards 5 plays. So I think it's a worthwhile investment for us. We've already got fairly nice a couple of nice 0 costs for us. We do have an income of 1, right? So we can still do it. I guess the trouble with this approach is we're kind of committed to not having a major power, and we have problems that, you know, that might need a major power to solve. But I'm gonna go with big hand Fangs. The game's just like, nah, peasant, you're not getting any 0 cost cards. Not for you. This has Beast and Green, and the Sacred Site requirement doesn't matter, and we'll get Threshold. We're not going to get to do it very often if our energy game stays as it is. But I think this is I feel like this is the clear pick, and so execute the plan. So we have 2 more plays. We have 0 energy, so I guess that's decisions made for us. We get to range in here, we get to push the Sacred Site in here, we get to defend in here. And we keep 4 presents on the board just to guard against misfortune, I suppose. Where do we stick our Swarming Wasp? Tempted to stick it in the jungle or this sand. Or somewhere that's about to blight. It definitely wants to be in with an invader. Yeah, let's put it in the jungle. It might just solve this for us. Though we could just Dark Entangled for the Ravage next turn. But I'd like it would be nice if this was just not a problem anymore. Okay, so we're going to Ranging Hunt. And no point in gathering anyone in. It's because we have cleared that. And then we're going to push 2 in here. So we've got a Sacred Site in this land down here. This is a little bit close. We might the events might just ruin us here, because if they do extra damage in the Ravage, then this finely balanced 7 attack versus 7 defend might just be sad. Okay, I think we're okay. Add a town to land with an explorer or a town. So probably want to add it somewhere that doesn't matter too much. This is adjacent to a lot of beasts, which makes me think it might be a good place to put stuff. And it's the wetland as well, but we've got this really problematic wetland here. But it's still better than these sands. I'm gonna overcompensate in the sands. Oh, it looks like we got a free disease token there. It's a shame we don't have any Dahan for the counterattack, but... Okay, so Prussia wants to add a town. And so the obvious choice is probably this mounted in with these beasts. Yeah, we're probably gonna need it looks like we're gonna need a major power to deal with this monstrous jungle. Okay, these guys are doing their thing in here. The thing is, if we get a beast event, they'll just clear this land. They will just clear it. Which explorer do we care to get rid of? We have the opportunity. We might get lucky with this land sorting itself out if we do this. Though it's going to happen after we've got any influence, so yeah, maybe not the best thing, because we're going to have to do something about this land anyway, actually. But we still have a healthy island. We just need to reclaim Dark Entangled Woods. I'm going to probably favour Dark Entangled Woods. We don't have to commit to... we don't have to commit to making a Sacred Site to defend. The extra beast would be nice, but we've got so many beasts now that I think we want to... Pushing Fear is going to be more valuable for us. Okay, so we want to get that 5th action. And we might want to just go with gaining energy. So that we can actually be a bit more flexible. If not this turn, then maybe next turn. Let's just... So, I think I propose defending with Dark and Tangled Woods in here. So that's one of our reclaims. And then... Then what? Is there anything we can actually do about this business in here? There are a lot of beasts. We can clear this out quite well, but we don't have any way of damaging in there at all. Interestingly, now that we've got Dark and Tangled Woods, we can actually defend in there because we can scare people out with something like Terrifying Chase. We also want to... Okay, maybe... I think we want to be setting up to do something about this space here, actually. This wetland. So, I think we defend in here, but we set up to maybe clear this land. So I'm liking the idea of maybe prey on the builders. To prevent the city build, drag in another beast. Okay. We're getting there. So, I think I'm going to gain the energy. I think we've got all the tools in hand, or nearby anyway, that we need. We can actually turn another beast into, another presence into a beast now. As long as we're sure we're going to take care of that space. I wonder if we want to... I think in here, actually. And we are claiming Dark and Tangled Woods, and we're going to use our ranging hunt to help in here, help set up. So, definitely Dark and Tangling. We actually need to play a second plant. We're forced to play one of these. Prey on the builders, Swarming Wasps, and we have 2 more plays. God, I love having all these powers with Fangs. So we have to play either Pact or Inflame. We could actually use Pact. We could use Pact to gradually destroy everything in here. Be mildly miserable. But it also, if we're bringing Dahan in here, we're kind of setting up for a counterattack. It's the only thing we've got that can really do proper damage in there at the moment. And if we could combine it with Terrifying Chase, we actually could generate some fear as well. But I've got to remember that if I do go with this option, I need to make sure I do it in the correct order. This is so powerful with Threshold. I'm tempted just to do it because I know it's powerful. We could also... We could Strife that city. I really have... Yeah. The Terrifying Chase, there are enough beasts in there that we can clear this of everything except this city, which we can strive. So, the trouble with Terrifying Chase is we're potentially pushing them into somewhere where they're not going to do anything helpful. It is 2 fear as opposed to 1 fear, but I think I'm going to go with that. And Terrifying Chase we could use to push a load of Dahan, like this Dahan, that aren't doing anything. Wow, we actually got Frenzied Assault. Hello, Frenzied Assault. Fancy seeing you here. It's a rare treat. So, we do this. Oh yeah, we don't prey on the builders just yet. We Swarming Wasps. So we're only going to get to destroy a single town. But then we should be able to follow up. And yeah, just not even factored in Frenzied Assault. We actually, with Frenzied Assault, we can actually do something in here. I wonder if preying on the builders is better in here. This has Blight and not useful Overflow. Wait. I think this might have... We can't use our Innate in here, but we can use Frenzied Assault. If we prey on the builders in here, we can frenzied assault in here as well. We've got excess beasts in here. We can actually make this event permitting. We can actually make this okay. But we need a presence in there for Prey the Builders. So we could... Oh, God. I don't want to unwind too far, but we could drag a beast in here, destroy this town, push a beast in here, and push a beast in here. For a future smacking. Yeah, this is actually much better for us to let go, actually, this land here. So I think I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna ranging hunt in here. I'm still happy with Dark and Tangled Woods. I'm happy to get that fear going. And we're going to prevent this build in here, and we're going to Frenzied Assault in here in the slow phase. Okay, okay, okay. But we are still going to want beasts in here. We're going to want to ranging hunt in here. We may as well bring this one over here, and then bring him back. And we'll put this beast in here. Inflame the fires of life. Oh, we've got the sacred site down here, so we can still inflame in here. Though I quite like inflaming in here, because by putting a disease in there, we're kind of solving that problem. But we're not preventing the city build, so inflame is good in here. So this land we are probably letting go, so I'm not going to move this presence in. Though, if I do move it in now, I could sacrifice it next turn. Okay, I guess we're taking a slight risk there. I'm going to prey on the builders in here. Let's see what our event is. +3 damage in lands with 3 or more invaders. Oh. Okay, okay, phew. I think we're okay because we cleared that jungle. Okay, phew. Okay, and then on each board, choose land with disease, do 2 damage to invaders and 2 damage to Dahan. Do we have any slow damage here? We could... Okay, we only have 1 diseased land. I think, given that we are Pact to the Joined hunting here, I think we do the 2 damage to the city. And then we finish it with Pact to the Joined hunt. That's the easiest 2 fear you're going to get. And we have a fear card. Each player may gather an explorer into a land with buildings or a town into a land with cities. Okay, I think if we drag this town in here, it's making this much more dealable with next turn. Though, if we drag this explorer out of here, we could prevent this town build here. What's this looking like next turn? 2 towns. It's going to be 8 health worth of invaders in there, which is well beyond the scope of anything we can achieve. I think what I'm gunning for now, just going to... is a Terror 3 victory by removing all the cities. So what we can do here is potentially destroy the city that gets built next turn and then evacuate. Or well, just leave a beast in there. So I think what I'm going to do is prevent the build... Oh no, the build's happening anyway, peasant. I can't stop this... Oh no, it's not. The town build isn't happening. We can have a very safety first approach in here. No, I think that's a mistake. The trouble with this land is it does have blight in, so we're kind of weaker in there. Okay, I think I am going to bring this one in. Jungle Ravage is fine. City build. Okay, Sands. Sands. The time of reckoning has begun. So... I think... What have we got? We've got wetland... Wetland into wetland. Yeah, we definitely want a Frenzied Assault in here. Interestingly... Oh no, we can't use Swarmed Waspin with a Blight. Curses. Okay, so we definitely want to finish off this city. That's a fear card, basically. And this Dahan's done nothing all game. Let's bring him in. There you go. MVP. We are now 7 fear away from Terror 3, and there is 1 city on the board. So... so I kind of... Maybe I want to maximize fear here. So, currently there's this one city. When we destroy that city, that's 2 more fear. So we actually only need to make 5 more fear to win in the fast phase if we destroy this in the fast phase, which we should be able to do with our innate because there's already 2 beasts in there. So okay, let's actually do the maths. 7 fear. Destroying this in the fast phase means we need 5 fear before destroying this. If you use Frenzied Assault on a town, it's worth 2 fear. This is worth 1 fear. So we'd need 2 fear in the fast we could get with Dark and Tangled Woods. Okay, I think we've got ourselves a proposal. I need to make sure I don't destroy this beast with the Frenzied Assault. So I think we Frenzied Assault in here to maximize the fear gain. And we should the part of the reason that you want to win in the fast is because then you're preventing the event deck from ruining your day, which it will do. It is like that, the event deck. So we can add a ZZ there, and it is a safety measure in case I've miscalculated. Okay, so we need basically 2 fear in the fast phase, so we're going to need to reclaim. So I'm going to go with the same as last turn. We do get to look at a minor power. Probably not going to think about it too much. Take a nice 0 coster. And we simply need fear and our innate. So we need to play a couple of beast cards. You're a beast card. And you're a beast card. So we've got Ranging Hunt. We can destroy the city, and we've got lots of fast fear. So all things being well, just gratuitous beast adding. Okay, we're now at Terror 3, and this should be it. So we'll Ranging Hunt in here. Let's just bring in another friend, and we'll destroy that city. So we do get to push our beasts around. I guess they could frolic in the jungle. They've earned their rest, and we'll move. Okay, so yeah, that went pretty well. I mean, Fangs is very good against Prussia. If you can kind of keep it mostly under control. I'm really starting to feel like because part of the reason I was playing this particular matchup is because people like Fangs, but also I'm making a video about how to beat Prussia, and then I thought, oh, I've not really played against Prussia much lately. But Fangs does seem pretty nice because their bag of tricks of, you know, removing explorers to prevent builds does still work. Anyway, that's enough rambling. Let's save some of the goodness for the Prussia video. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like the video, and yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. And I really appreciate when people are telling me mistakes I made. I actually really want to become the ultimate Spirit Island player. Well, maybe not, but timestamps, because especially after a day or two has passed, I have very little recollection of most games, unfortunately. So, bye for now.